When was the last time we did a live stream from Knott's?
Oh, many ages.
Because it's in the intro, and I was just thinking, I don't know when that happened. Anyway, hi there, folks. Welcome. Thank you for joining us. I am Tony in LPHQ East with Mike Celestino coming at you live from the Disneyland Resort. We are currently in downtown Disney. It looks like staring at the former ESPN zone, if my memory serves me correct. Mike, what are you looking at?
Yeah, this is the old ESPN Zone building. I've been tweeting updates on the conversion of this to some new shops and whatever else is going in here. But I thought today we would start out with a live walk and talk, looking at that
And what's the
progress going on
conversion?
here.
Do we know what it's being converted to?
I think they have said, but I don't recall.
I know they have announced some things that have been hypothesized, but I don't know if we know for sure.
Yeah,
Let me look into that, actually.
but there are things we know for sure are being built on the other side over here,
Like what?
past Din Tai Fung, past the Downtown Disney Live stage, the new one that was built last year, and past this big lawn where people can hang out and kids can run around on those rolling hills. They are constructing a new permanent location for Earl of Sandwich,
Mm-hmm.
which we just learned is going to be shutting down its current temporary location.
The current temporary location, because there have been several other
Yes.
temporary locations prior.
Yeah, so that'll go over here permanently once this is finished being built, along with the Carnaby Tavern.
Now, isn't there also going to be like a not a branded Bath and Body Works location, but a kind of Bath and Body accessory store that there's like a pop-up cart for right now, but that's becoming
I,
a permanent location? So
I
yeah, it's
didn't
right
hear
there.
about the permanent one, but yeah, there is a
Yeah.
cart here.
Yeah, that's going to be later this year, I think is what was promised, but it's going to have a full location
This is called
near there.
Treat Yourself. No, that's just the license plate. Treat Yourself. But it's called Nectar, I guess.
Yes, that's right.
And Treat Yourself is their slogan.
Because I remember when I first saw this, I thought they were edible treats, but
It
they're
does
not.
smell very nice.
They're soaps. They are body care goods. But yes,
They're all baking in the sun out here.
that's a good point.
Oh, look at this. There's like cat-shaped soaps too, I guess.
But like there's like
Dog-shaped.
yeah, and then you have like the loofah cupcakes there. Um, there was like the little the macaron looking sandwiches or soaps and stuff. None of it's edible. But
Unless you're Homer Simpson, then go for it.
there you go. Coming up in season 42, whatever number they're on.
Only 37.
Folks, we are live. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, conundrums, qualms, we'd love to answer them. Just let us know in the comments. That's kind of the Avengers Reserve facade there looks kind of blank, except for the Hulk.
Hulk, Spider-Man, and if you look very closely, the Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Well, that's fun. The way some of them are colored makes me think of that Price is Right game where you punch out. I think it's actually called Punch Out, where you punch in and like find the money values.
Right. I remember that. I'm gonna go in here and show off the Doctor Doom helmet that I kind of want.
Okay. Well, careful. There's a guard. All right. Okay.
Captain Marvel. Yeah, this is the new Doctor Doom helmet from Hasbro and Marvel Legends.
Would you wear it, and how often would you wear
it? Honestly, if I got it, it would just sit on a shelf probably, but I guess I would consider maybe putting together a Doctor Doom like cosplay or Halloween costume. But it is very cool. I don't care for I don't need the Green Goblin one. Rocket and Groot hanging out up here. Okay.
After a quick cursory search, at least part of the ESPN zone will be replaced by a Lululemon location.
Oh, all right.
Although I have been corrected by staffers at that store before. It is a Lululemon.
Ah,
So
I wouldn't have said it right either.
it was my first ever visit into one. And I was with a friend of mine, and I was like, "What is this?" And she goes, "Hello and welcome to Lululemon." Oh, okay, I'm out. Bye. Is the monorail running at this point in the day,
It
or is it
is.
too hot? Okay,
It's running. You want to take that, or you want to walk?
let's walk.
Okay.
See some of the other fun in downtown Disney. I feel like we don't really stream the bulk of downtown Disney that often.
I was thinking that too.
Are there any new Lego sculpts?
Not outside.
Okay.
Maybe I'll head inside here.
This will come as no surprise that we have this the day it came out. But to regular LP viewers and Mike Celestino, who knows me well, we already have received our order and built it of the Luxo Junior lamp.
Oh,
and it is now sitting on our coffee table.
Nice. I haven't seen that in person yet. I do like this T-Rex skeleton though.
Yes, I have a friend of mine has been looking for that one, and we were talking about it the other day, and he cannot find it anywhere. So if it's for sale there, let me know.
Yeah, it's right
okay. Noted.
It's only $250.
Only.
But it is very, very cool.
Is that Jurassic Park branded or Jurassic World branded?
Oh, yes, it is. It is. I thought it was just because I didn't see like these are not recognizable Jurassic Park characters. But it does have.
Oh, it does say Park. Okay.
It does have the Jurassic Park logo. Yeah.
Good.
I
don't want to get into a full Jurassic Park stream rant here, but normally I'm very excited for the Jurassic movies. And I was very excited that World's teaser has the abandoned scene from the first one where they're in the raft with the T-Rexes going around them.
Yeah, yes. I was excited for that too.
But the rest of the trailer did nothing for me. And there it is. There's
I was looking for the Luxo. It's smaller than I thought it was.
Yeah, it is, but it's still great. And then inside the ball, our little color block patterns that pay homage to a bunch of different Pixar movies.
Oh, neat.
Yeah, so that's fun.
And that's only $70.
Yes. And Morgan, my wife, kept like handing them as she did them. Like, which is this one? Which is that one? And she has the guide and it tells you in the guide, but she wasn't letting me look at it. And there was only one that confused me, and it was Remy. Because it's like 8 little tile bricks, so the colors go. But it goes along with the Linguini set, which are his color scheme. And then the Remy one is mostly black, and then that little blue, I might even mean gray. So it was to show the size differential, but also like I have no idea, but the black is the negative space. Anyway, it threw me because all she showed me was a stack of black bricks with one little blue or gray one. I was like, I have no idea.
So I was going to show you the set that I bought the other day, which was the Galactus set from Fantastic Four, but it looked like it was sold out. So
okay. How big was that one?
That's also not as big as I would have wanted it to be.
Okay.
But it's pretty cool. It's a pretty nice. I finished building it last night actually. It's a nice set. I've always wanted Fantastic Four Lego set, and this is the first official one. Now that there's a Marvel Studios movie.
I am shocked we have no comments or anything. So I hope people are watching. I have things that say they're watching. So if you're watching, let us know
Okay.
in the comments. Now we're
Tortilla
looking at,
Joe's
yeah, I was gonna say there's no more Tortilla Joes there.
completely gone. I still hear some jackhammers behind the wall here, so they're still taking it apart. But this is what's going in there next. Arthur and Sons steak and bourbon. Sorry.
Here's some jazz. Now, wasn't the Wetzel's location part of, or did that move?
That's over. That's further down a bit.
Okay. I'm also the Tortilla Joe's building. Whenever I think of it, I also am stuck in 2001, 2002 with where stuff is in that corner.
Uh-huh.
But yeah,
This is also coming. I don't know if we've seen this
we have.
concept art, have we?
I know we've seen Pearl's concept art. I don't know if it was that angle though. It might have just been
Okay.
a frontal elevation. Do not quote me on that, but yeah.
So this is what the building will look like, the Pearl's Roadside Barbecue. That looks good. Looks tasty.
Now you typically find yourself at barbecue places, right?
I do really like barbecue. It's
Okay.
rare that I can eat at one. And they do have gluten-free options at the current Hungry Bear Barbecue Jamboree. I think I got that right.
Is it Hungry
But
Bear or is it Country Bear?
I think it's still Hungry Bear. Hungry Bear Barbecue Jamboree. I believe that's the name
We'll
of it.
find out in a few minutes.
Yeah. But I gotta say, I've eaten there a handful of times. Don't care for it. I don't know why.
What is
used to go ahead.
Sorry, what is Disney Storyland Boutique? What is that?
That it was Wonderground Gallery for a
Yeah.
long time, then that moved. So now this is it's sort of like what the Disney dress shop became, I guess. Because they never had that many dresses in
Okay.
the when they moved to this location. So it's just like park themed stuff. And they're celebrating the 70th here right now, like most of the resort.
Is that a 70th reusable bag that I see?
Yeah.
Nice. It looks like there's a little display to your right that has a picture of them right there by the register.
Oh, here, yeah.
Those are fun. I like those.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Yeah, I had no idea this happened.
Yep, we have some pictorials at laughingplace.com.
Oh, you know what? Now that I see the create your own headband thing, I think I do register in my head that this is, yeah, okay. Never mind. I must have forgot that's what it was called.
Yeah. This is the Disney Home Shop.
And is that where you buy your Disney home?
I have not bought any Disney homes in there yet.
Speaking of Disney homes, I'm in Central Florida at Walt Disney World. There's a piece of land at Walt Disney World called Golden Oak, which is homes you can buy and live literally at Walt Disney World. And one popped up because my wife and I are always kind of browsing, even though now might not be the best time to buy a house, but we're always kind of browsing. And listings popped up in there, and they start at around $9 million.
Wow.
So if you want to live at Walt Disney World and buy your Disney home at the Disney Home Store, you're looking at a minimum $9 million.
And don't those basketball dudes live in there?
I don't know if they live in there, but I wouldn't be surprised if they have a house there.
Okay. What's their name?
The Lopez brothers.
Lopez brothers.
I know one of them's Robin. I don't remember the other one.
I remember the day Splash Mountain closed here, and I saw them walking around a bunch with Tony Baxter in the park.
Just hanging out. That's fun.
Let me activate this here.
Okay, so help me assess this camera here, or this shot and this pose.
How do you mean?
70th, celebrate happy.
Uh-huh.
We're celebrating happy. with Simba, Nala, and Simba's father, who's literally moments from dying in the film.
Yep.
But we're gonna celebrate that happy. I guess the happy moment for what you could lose in the future.
Sure.
Enjoy your time together.
Yeah.
Let's progress. I didn't hear anything. Did it do anything?
No, it's not. There's a chance that my Magic Band is not turned on because I had it. I realized I couldn't find it last night. I realized it was in my glove compartment.
Fair enough.
Oh, now it's on. Hang on. Let me see if this. There we go. No,
but here's the
I
thing.
still don't hear anything.
With your earbuds isolating the audio, we're not going to hear it.
Okay, I don't hear anything anyway.
Okay.
So.
Oh, there's a 70th display in the Grand Californian, yeah?
Yeah.
What is it?
Something to do with Donald and and fishing. The problem is if I go in there, I have to go through security.
Oh no. I'm not asking you to go in there.
Yeah.
I was just curious.
Jeremiah is the one who took pictures of that when he found it.
Curl Surf. We had that store at Pleasure Island, to date the story, and I think a different offshoot of it moved somewhere in Disney Springs, but then closed.
Yeah,
I used to like that store. We don't have it anymore. But
do you want to go through World of Disney or just keep going?
Do I want to poke the retail bear? Let's go do it. Let's do it.
Okay.
Oh, hey, we have a comment. Fred is here. Sorry, I'm late. Well, you joined us, and that's all that matters, Fred. Welcome. We've only been strolling through downtown Disney.
Yeah, these streams are very plot heavy, though, so you may want to.
Yeah, you might want to go back.
Watch the recap.
After the stream, we'll have a breakdown reunion show and tell you everything that happened to set you up for the next stream, whenever that may be. And then hi to Dragon Blood. Thanks for joining us. One time I was walking through this store.
Sorry, that shirt jumped out at me.
You're fine. I like that shirt. I don't like words on clothing a lot.
Right. No, I feel the same way.
Yeah, and that's how that.
Don't over explain it.
Yeah, just I get it. I know who that is. If you know who it is, you know who it is.
Yeah. This happens all the time with Star Wars shirts. It's just like, oh, that's a cool image, but does it need to say
like Boba my father before me, real big on it? Yeah. Or like some obscure quote that has nothing to do with the shirt. Yes, we know he said that at one point in the movie.
That is
right.
Oh, this is fun. I love all that.
Yeah.
Now you've seen all the nighttime entertainment for the 70th, right?
I have, yes.
So the Small World projection show, the Tapestry of Happiness. Would you say / agree with me that is the most Disneyland celebratory entertainment offering of the 70th?
Like specifically just Disneyland?
Yes, like it celebrates Disneyland for the Disneyland anniversary. Yeah.
That was the one that excited me. I mean, there's a whole like tribute to extinct attractions.
Yeah. I saw the video of it and I saw
me.
Yeah, and then Rocket Rod goes screaming by, and I loved that. But yeah,
I would agree with that assessment.
Fred asked, "Did you get to see Donald yet today?" We're not in the park yet.
No, have not. Haven't seen any characters except on apparel.
Like, unless you parked in the Donald lot.
This Donald
or garage
right here.
Yeah,
I parked in Inside Out.
Okay, so despite what we were saying about words, this is when I'll accept words on clothing.
Sure.
It's where I went.
So this is what's going away. Do we have a date on that?
Let me look. Let me double check.
It's gonna make room for the new Portos.
Yes, which still has Southern California going gaga.
I'm going to put my Magic Band back on here while you look that up.
Okay.
If I can do that one-handed. That might be
you might hear
trickier than...
All I have
Participant.
is end of July.
Okay.
So does that mean 31st? I don't know. Let's see.
Never mind. I can't be done. I need both hands.
Oh, don't ask me to log in, dumb thing. That's what happens when I use incognito windows. Yeah, all I'm seeing is end of July. What is Porto's Dragon Blood HD? Asks. It is a bakery, but Mike, it's a Southern California brand, right?
No, I believe it comes from Chicago.
Oh, really?
If
I know Portillo's comes from Chicago. I don't know.
Maybe
Porto's
I'm thinking of the wrong thing.
Let's look at Porto's.
I might be confusing the two since I can't go in either of them. You might be right then. Maybe Porto's is a Southern California thing.
They're definitely, as I'm looking at their locations, it's definitely Southern California based.
Okay, well, fair enough.
Who's Rosa?
I know we have one in Burbank.
Yes,
who's Rosa?
Do. Yeah, because it says Porto's Bakery was born out of Rosa's love for sharing her wonderful cakes and pastries with friends and family. Today, the Porto family is still committed to using the finest ingredients from all over the world, ensuring that quality. And Kyle knows that you thought of Portillo's also. Today, the Portillo or the Porto family is still committed to using the finest ingredients from all over the world. Blah blah blah. Rosa Porto passed away in 2019, but her recipes and her high standard remain, including her motto, quality is the #1 ingredient in everything we do. And Kyle summarized that very quickly with a family-owned bakery and cafe with locations throughout Southern California.
There we go.
And then further validating what I thought that you said. He's thinking of Portillo's.
Yes, I confused the two. We do have Portillo's here as well, though.
Okay.
I think there's one in Anaheim, actually.
We actually, one of those opened not too far from us here in Orlando a while ago. I like it. They have Big Beef. That's the name of one of their sandwiches. And I found a stray kitten in the parking lot that almost came home, which its name would have been Big Beef, but it ran from me and went towards a dumpster. So I'm like, well, it has a shelter then. Okay. That was the cat distribution system. Gave me the chance, and we missed it. So, but Dragon Blood HD says a chicken guy would be nice in downtown Disney. We have one here in Disney Springs. It is quite good. Hot tip: always do the mobile order because that place is a mess.
All right, you ready to go in the park here?
Yeah, are we gonna make it in a minute?
Yes.
Okay.
Think so.
Hold on, let me find my clip. The park is celebrating the 70th anniversary, but let's look back to one of our favorites from 20, yes, that's right, 20 years ago.
No, you should have turned left at the pyramid.
Hey, we're gonna miss the anniversary. Maybe we should dog paddle, eh?
Whoa! Sure you got everything, Goofy? Ready!
Hold your horses! I almost fell off that time.
Say, this herd's moving kind of slow, eh?
We're almost there. Go left, right? No, left is right.
No, I don't have any quarters.
It's our biggest celebration in 50 years, and everybody is going to be there. The only one missing is you. Log on to find out more about all the new attractions coming this year to the happiest celebration on Earth.
You don't have to look too hard. It's all around the
I had to buy time. I'm sorry.
I picked the wrong line. I always do. So
it's
like,
all right. Go ahead.
I was
gonna say I had to buy a little time because I saw that you had picked the wrong line. But go on.
Like two people ahead of me had purchased tickets but did not make park reservations, and every time I hear that, which is fairly frequently, I wonder how often it happens. Like clearly people from out of the country who have come here and don't know how the system works, and I feel terrible for them.
Josh points out that 50th commercial was the absolute best marketing campaign, and it is, and it was, and as of yet, always will be. Fred
I wonder if
asks,
the keys are available.
oh, let's look. Where did that sun in the thumbnail come from? Well, back in 1993, Fred, there was commercials for the newly opened Mickey in town, and that is the animated cartoon sun from those commercials. Did you bring your key with you today? Is that how you got in?
I did not bring the key, unfortunately. I should have.
Now, you got one of the better pins, from my understanding. Do you want to talk about that?
Sorry, you cut out. I did not hear what you said.
You have one of the better pins because the key to Disneyland is basically a blind box for a pin.
Yes.
Right? That's just a little more playful and fun and lights up and plays noises. What pin did you
Correct.
get? I feel like you got one of the better ones.
I think there's 9 different pins, and I got the partner statue, Alton Mickey.
Because if I paid, it was the keys were what, $60?
Yeah.
Um, Because if I got the key and I did all this stuff and I got my pin and it was the Disneyland D with a TIE fighter, or no offense, something Star Wars, I'd be a little upset.
I totally would have accepted the Millennium Falcon, which is the Star Wars one.
Okay.
I did not know. Can you hear this music?
Nope. It looks like I'm watching a silent disco, to be completely honest.
All right, then
and I'm okay with it. Okay.
It was Friend Like Me.
Okay. Yeah. Not a chance. Not a clue. Can we head towards the Opera House and see what's going on over there?
Oh, okay. Yeah.
That's not a hot tip. I'm just curious.
It looks like the same as it's been for months now, but we'll go over and take a look.
Now we're at Disneyland doing the stream is to see summer fun at Disneyland. What are your summer tips for the park?
Summer, gosh, water rides. Keep cool. Keep hydrated.
Of the 2 major water rides, which one would you prefer?
I'm a pretty big fan of Grizzly River Run.
Good answer. Good answer.
I don't
No, I
mind
agree.
Tiana though.
I don't mind Tiana, but that is like usually it's backwards, right? On the raft rides is when you get obliterated and soaked and drenched.
Right.
And on the log rides is when you get the spritz and the splash.
Yes.
On former Splash Mountain and Tiana's in Disneyland, that's like a tsunami simulation system. And then at Grizzly River, I very rarely have gotten like really wet. I've gotten wet, don't get me wrong, but I've not gotten like obliterated.
Right. Well, there's that one part in Splash Mountain / Tiana where if you're in the front, your legs will be completely submerged.
Yes.
In water.
So
and you'll walk around with like squishy socks the rest of the day.
Yuck. So nothing crazy happening here at the Opera House. Even the whole marquee is gone though, but I think that's been a while.
The marquee's gone, and also oddly they've left this out, which I feel like they should have put something like some kind of generic art or something here because
it says now showing, but you can't get in. They could even put a sticker on that says now showing on Disney Plus.
Yeah, exactly.
And it might blend in a little bit better.
Yep. But I think it's July 17th. A little over a month.
Yep.
We'll be going back in there to see the animatronic Walt Disney. I can never remember the name of this show, Tony.
Walt Disney: A Magical Life.
A Magical Life.
Yep, or as I call it, Robo Walt, registered trademark, Tony Betty Productions.
I was gonna say Walt Disney: A Man in His Dream, and I was like, no, that's the movie about Tucker.
So you're You're kind of right though, because they will be showing the film Walt Disney One Man's Dream, uh,
Okay.
which currently plays at Disney's Hollywood Studios, unless there's a sneak preview going on. And fun fact, it used to also play after Back to Neverland was removed from the animation building at California Adventure, before it became Turtle Talk with Crush. Little tidbit. Fred wants to point out that he loved Once Upon a Studio, as did I. It was fan service at its greatest potential, and I loved it.
And then I believe that same day, July 17th, for Disneyland's 70th birthday, the actual date, we'll be
Yep.
getting inside the Main Street Cinema. You can come in and watch the documentary about the Sherman brothers.
Correct. And then
Should we get a ticket for that?
I'll also yes, from Tilly.
Thanks, Tilly.
Does she do anything, or does it say anything?
I think there was a little like piano riff that played.
That's something important. A new verse. What does it say? The fine print is kind of blurry.
A tribute to the Sherman brothers. This is the same thing that we got.
Okay, because that's
when the
a new
70th celebration began.
Perfect, because I didn't know that was what it said on the back. A new verse is what we'll be playing in there, and it's going to show how they added the new verse to It's a Small World after Richard died, which will be in the ride also on July 17th.
Yeah.
Fred wants to know why Once Upon a Studio was nominated for an Oscar. Because it had no plot.
Sorry. Sorry, you cut out again. It was nominated for what?
Fred wants to know why wasn't Once Upon a Studio nominated for an Oscar, and I said because it didn't have a plot.
It's just a bunch of characters like posing for a photo.
It had a premise that warranted about 370 for characters to pose.
I told you about my big faux pas with that movie, right? With the short.
Yes, with Brett versus Chris.
But
go ahead.
Brett Iwan.
We have newcomers. Go ahead, tell it again.
I forget what event it was at, but I asked Brett Iwan how it felt to be involved with Once Upon a Studio, and of course he was not. He was very polite about it, though. He didn't really even correct me. I learned this afterwards, but I kind of could tell by his reaction that he wasn't involved.
Was it like I'm bitter that I wasn't involved reaction, or was it like a sad? Or
it wasn't at all. It just was like he kind of steered the conversation toward like the celebration, the 100th anniversary of the Disney company in general, and how he felt about being involved with that rather than that animated short specifically.
That means Brett has had some very good media training.
Yes.
I was asking you about like what face he made, and I felt our conversation was steering into a very Curb Your Enthusiasm level conversation.
Sorry.
When I said the food back, what face did the chef make?
Either my connection is poor or yours is or something, but I'm struggling to hear every word. You're dropping out a little bit.
I'm sorry.
Might be on my end.
It might be me. I'm also using a generic computer mic, so I should probably just get closer to that. But now, okay, so Kyle says I'm clear for him, so it might be you, Mike. Sorry.
Okay. It must be me. Yeah, sorry about that.
Yeah. We're not breaking up, but it's you. It's not me.
I'll trust that you said something informative there.
It wasn't informative. It was a bad joke. But
okay. So a little bit of an update on the Tomorrowland construction. Well, no, not really. This is an addendum, or it's like an expansion. The construction walls are still here, but beyond that, and like the Pixie Hollow area where the King Triton fountain used to be, is now covered by a construction tarp.
Interesting.
I don't know what they're doing back there.
Maybe planter work. So we'll see an update in 6 or 7 years.
Yeah. Where do we want to go?
Let's go down Matterhorn Way and
Okay.
back that way. And then we could check out some summer fun at the Pixar Pals Playtime Party Palace. Perusing.
That's a good idea.
No,
Matterhorn under refurb.
I make fun of the name, but Pixar Pals Playtime Party is a surprisingly fun and great entertainment offering because it doesn't know what it wants to be and it works really well in its favor, I think.
Okay.
Kyle's a little late to the conversation. We're on the lookout, Kyle. But he said, I'm guessing there are still no keys to Disneyland.
Oh, yeah, we're going to look for that.
And at some point, maybe we can do this right now while we're over on this side. And I need an Autopia Touchpoint update.
Oh, yeah.
What happened with that? What is going on?
We will take a look.
I've been taking a very, look this up later, folks. I've been taking a very milk call approach to work lately. It's not in that 8-hour shift. I am done. Goodbye. Call me at home. Let me know if it's an emergency.
When they did the 70th anniversary media event,
yeah,
they shut down all of Fantasyland or most of Fantasyland for us.
Yeah,
for the party, and I ran over and jumped on Alice in Wonderland because it's so rare that I'm willing to wait for that attraction, and there was no line. So
I love Alice in Wonderland.
I'll do this with no wait.
Where you were just standing, where they go into the rabbit hole, is one of. There's like 7 spots to me that are distinctly like a Disneyland vibe. I guess you could say like that's.
Oh yeah.
What it means to be at that park, and seeing the caterpillar go into the rabbit hole is definitely one of them for me. And it's just like, oh, I'm at Disneyland. Yes.
Right.
Josh agrees. Alice is a walk-on only attraction.
If it were like 10-15 minutes, happy to wait. But that ride is frequently like half hour, 45-minute wait.
And it's becoming what I call a hipster ride. So it's like all like now it's like a weird cool to go like, nah, we're not going on Rise of the Resistance. We're going on Alice in Wonderland.
You get a rope drop Alice.
Yep. Space Mountain, nah. Alice in Wonderland.
The aforementioned It's a Small World.
I'm getting called out. Josh says, which is why Tony likes it. I liked it before my hipster theories, so which probably makes me more of a hipster, I guess.
You're an extreme hipster.
Jason, hey, Alice is awesome. I like it a lot. I also I saw it was a reel or a TikTok or something of somebody who broke down on Mr. Toad. And for those who don't know, Alice in Wonderland, when it goes, as you go on the ride, you go up. And when you go up, you're going above the Mr. Toad's Wild Ride. And so somebody who had broken down on Mr. Toad was sitting there, and all the sound for Mr. Toad was off, but all you heard was a very faint going my way of the Cheshire Cat. And I'm like, every Twilight Zone trigger I have would have seen me like trying to self-evacuate out of the vehicle and like get out of that room.
Pixar Pals Playtime Party. It's a tongue twister.
It is. Pixar Pals Playtime Party, Pizza Pandemonium Palace Place. I don't know. Is anything going on right now?
Let's find out.
Okay.
Oh, I see Edna Mode. This is a
Well,
great segue to have our
now
conversation.
you see what I built into here. Yes.
So we learned this morning that Brad Bird has stepped away from Incredibles 3 as director.
He is still writing it, which
still
I
writing
found
and producing
out.
it.
Yeah.
But Pete Stone, who I didn't realize is kind of like a protege of Brad Bird's.
Yes.
It will be the director now. What do you think of this news, Tony?
So Peter Stone, he did great with Elemental. He kind of got stuck cleaning up The Good Dinosaur, but those are the two movies his name is attached to as director. So I think people are going to be very fearful with his name attached to Incredibles 3. Incredibles 1, amazing. Definitely top 5 Pixar movies for me, if not top 3.
Me too.
Incredibles 2, probably on the bottom half of my list.
Yeah, I would say so also.
So it's hard to fall off the roof when you're on the first floor. So that's where I feel with Peter Stone doing it. But knowing that he has a history with Brad Bird, and because he's always done story. A lot of people just look at directing. Peter Stone was a story artist on a lot of different movies, even some from Brad Bird, including Incredibles, including in Ratatouille, and as you pointed out earlier, Mike, as well as The Iron Giant, which is probably outside of the Pixar realm, what Brad Bird is most known for, as well as Simpsons. But so I'm hopeful, I'm excited, but as with any sequel, I'm still kind of raised eyebrow. So, and then Kyle points out, thank you, Kyle, Elemental did end up being a hit. It just took a second. It wasn't right off the bat.
Yeah, I in that Variety article or whatever it was, they pointed out that Elemental ended up grossing, I think, like $500 million worldwide, which is pretty good.
It did very well, but not in its first weekend.
Right.
Which is why it kind of got the, oh, that's not that good. Because if it's not number one, people automatically push it aside. But it didn't, and then people kept going to see it. And that was also one of the first ones that had the 100-day waiting period, at least for Disney Plus. So people kept going to see it in the theaters.
Right.
Because it wasn't going to Disney Plus right away.
I missed Russell over here.
Ah, there he is. Fred's hitting us with some quotes. Buzz, look, an alien. Honey, where's my super suit? He also asks, and I think he's asked before, our favorite Pixar movie. Mike, you want to go ahead?
Yeah, my favorite is Ratatouille.
We've talked about that before, but yes, go ahead.
Yeah. I don't know. It hits me on a very core emotional level. Ratatouille. What about you, Tony?
For me, I think anybody who has spent more than 20 minutes with me knows it is WALL-E.
Yeah. Would you want to see a WALL-E too?
No. Sorry, I know that was very quick, but as soon as I can't remember who broke the story last year, I want to say it was, but when they basically talked about their new strategy of 3 movies at a time in production with 2 sequels, kind of pushing up an original idea. And they said they were revisiting their entire catalog for sequel ideas. I was like, no. If you want to get into really hipster attitudes and ideas, and I'm sorry, and this is sad, and I know, there was an original draft of WALL-E. I think it was called Trash Planet at the time still, where WALL-E got left behind on Earth because they realized Earth was still not yet inhabitable. And he got left behind on Earth and basically was there alone so basically Eve didn't wake him up as it appears in the final movie now.
Right.
So he just got left behind, and then he kind of comes to again eventually, and it's as the sun is going supernova and all of Earth is destroyed. And I was like, that's sad, but I almost prefer the ending where he doesn't, because there's a little bit of a tragedy and a gravitas. You can't always
Right.
be pleased. So yes, it's a hipster idea that the hero dies at the end, sure. But I'm just like, okay, I still love Wally as it is. It's still my favorite.
Well, I feel the same way about. I've
Yeah.
asked you this before about Soul,
Yeah.
whether
Oh yeah,
Joe was
100%.
supposed to
Yeah.
remain dead at the end. Like it
And
feels like it was definitely intended that way.
yeah, and I think Pete Docter even came out and said sometimes you have to give the audience what they want.
Yeah.
Which in terms of audience, and I'm using quotes, I pictured the boardroom saying you can't do that.
Right.
So
Right.
but yeah, no, 100% Soul. Joe is not meant to be there to the end. Because the whole point of his sacrifice is I've had my time, now go have your time. And
Right.
make the most of it. So anyway.
Oh, it's Ariel.
She looks on the ground to me. How often is Matterhorn under refurb?
It feels like a lot lately.
It's right. Like I feel like it's twice a year at least.
I mean, it's the oldest thrill ride in the park, would you say? Yes.
Yes.
So probably needs some regular maintenance.
Why are you going this way? You gonna have a smoke?
I was going to
Have a
show you
cigarette?
where
Okay.
the scene of my
yes, you caused quite the problem, and I forgot about it.
Last week I was here and I spotted. Well, I was over taking pictures of the driver's license you can get with the 70 logo on it. And while I was over there, the entire attraction shut down and they dumped the whole line. And I was like, that doesn't happen that often for Autopia. So I wandered over here and I noticed that a car, one of the cars had like jumped the track and driven up onto the median over there, which I hadn't seen that before. So I tweeted that out.
So that's fun. And I thank you for clarifying that story, because this whole time until just this second, I thought you were A, one of the cars involved, or B,
No.
behind one of the cars involved.
No.
I didn't realize you were right here.
Nope. I was just witnessing from the outside. I didn't even see it happen. I only saw the aftermath. But they walked everybody off the ride and out of the queue. I mean, it was back up and running within like 3 hours or something. So it wasn't.
Oh yeah, I mean, I feel like
that
that's
big of
just,
a
they got to
deal.
put it back on the track and make sure the track's okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
But that's not the first time you've gone national headlines at Disneyland, because you also your video was the one that went around all the time with the snow.
Right.
When it snowed at Disneyland.
This is like maybe 3 years ago now.
Oh, I thought it was
2.5, 3
like
years.
2. If
Yeah,
not
maybe
last
2.5 years. And yeah, I think like Orange County Register picked it up, and my face, the screenshot of my face with the little flurries around it was the header image on the story. Like, okay. Every once in a while I break some news.
Kyle's theory for Matterhorn: double the tracks, double the refurbs.
Yeah, that's true too.
Now, what is the drama behind the Autopia Magic Band point?
Oh, well, I believe it was supposed to open. It was supposed to be active the day that the 70th celebration started, which is like, I don't know, three weeks ago or more now, maybe a month.
Almost a month, yeah.
Yeah. And every time I've been back since then, it's been, I think, like further covered up with additional tarps. At first it said coming soon, and then now they're just like pretending it's not even there. So I don't know what's going on with that. But we're going to find out if it's up and running right now.
Have you seen any keys to Disneyland on your journey?
I have not. I haven't seen anybody going around with those, so I'm guessing they're still unavailable. They really, I guess, underestimated the demand for those.
I honestly, yes, but I'm surprised myself that they were that demanded. Because, like we said, it's a $60 blind box that lights up.
Right. I thought it was a fun experience. It's a cool way. I think if you're new to the park or if you're a young kid, it's a fun way to kind of explore the park. In addition to getting you a pin. Anyway, this is still covered. Sadly.
Where is it? I don't even see where it's supposed to be.
It's coming up here on the right.
Okay. Oh, is it that blue thing?
Yeah. So no good. And it's attached to the railing with a padlock, so you can't take it either.
I didn't realize people wanted to steal the whole touch point mechanism.
We'll see if that ever gets fixed or working.
Fred said, if you have to keep one live action Disney remake, what would it be? For me, 101 Dalmatians.
I don't think I've ever seen that one.
I'm assuming he means the one with Glenn Close from the 90s. Fred, clarify if that's wrong, but that's the one I'm guessing. Kyle also says, what's going to happen now is they're going to over-order all the magic keys that wanted one got one. Were they supposed to be limited? I don't know if you can call it a remake, but I would say Cruella.
Right.
Because that one had its own story and it was good. And I know there was supposed to be a sequel, but that I think got shelved.
I'm trying to think of the ones I've seen. Aladdin was okay, but Beauty and
That's
the Beast
the other
was
problem.
okay.
I don't see them. I'd rather just pop in the animated one.
Yeah, that's how I feel. And you know what? I think Cinderella was pretty strong. Am I right about that? I saw that.
Morgan loves it, and Cinderella's her favorite animated movie. So,
and that was pretty early on when it was still like
that was the one that kind of started the. It was Jungle Book and that one that kind of started the whole thing.
Jungle Book.
Jungle Book's good too.
I don't think I'll ever watch it again, but The Lion King, Jon Favreau's Lion King, I do think it's like revolutionary as far as like technology goes. As a movie, yeah, it's overly slavishly devoted to recreating the original, but I was very impressed with the imagery and the realism. I don't know.
In November, I had the pleasure and great honor of sitting with an animator behind the original Lion King. And this animator, without naming names, but you could look it up, also said he got a preview of the Lion King attraction coming to Disney Studios Paris, or what will become Disney Adventure World. And I was talking with him about that, and he goes, I'm just glad they didn't touch the taxidermy version. So, and I was like, oh, wow, tell me more. He's like, there's just no life, there's no emotion. And he's like, he just kind of ripped into it, and I enjoyed it. But because that's kind of how I felt just seeing trailers. So,
yeah. It was an odd choice to like commit to the lions not being expressive.
Yeah. And then I saw a fan art that somebody did where it's basically like photoshopped almost in a Pixar way between a real lion and the animated 1994 as the movie came out. And it looked really good. I'm like, if they did it like that, it might have been more appealing to me, because The Lion King is top 3 for me of Disney animated films.
Yeah.
So it might have had my attention, but after I saw the cast had a lot of promise, but when I saw a trailer for it and they're just kind of just stumbling around Nat Geo style but talking, I was, okay, no, I'm out. Now, do me a favor real quick, Mike. Go under the People Mover track / Rocket Rod tracks and look at the spire for Star Tours.
Okay.
See, I don't. recently we saw some art for a new parking structure and entrance plaza coming to Disneyland. Came out in the middle of the night, East Coast time. It was not middle of the night. It was late at night, East Coast time. About new stuff coming to Disneyland. We learned the location for Avatar at California Adventure. We learned the location for Coco at California Adventure. But there was a piece of art for this new gateway coming to the Harbor Boulevard side of Disneyland Resort. And it was 80% of what our team would dictate as background buildings. But I noticed a hefty chunk of the skyline for Tomorrowland was missing outside of one spire. And I couldn't figure out if it was Buzz Lightyear or Star Tours. But I was like, why would they go through the effort of putting in that one spire, but eliminate the rest of the Tomorrowland skyline outside?
You want to do a split screen?
Not right now.
Okay.
Actually, hold on. Now that you say that, do I still have it on my computer? If I still have it on my computer, yes. It might take a second, so walk around. But
Okay.
when was the last time you stay there? When was the last time you went on Star Tours?
Oh man, it's been a few months.
Is it still like totally random out there?
Yeah, I think
That's good.
I think it's totally random for the first time in a long time, actually, because my friend Nick is devoted to keeping track of that, and he was upset that it became totally random in Walt Disney World long before it was totally random again here, because we had the Purgill space whales. You had to get them every time for a long time, and then now I believe it is totally random again.
It has been a while for me, but I'm pretty sure we're still locked on space whales out here.
Oh, okay.
Don't quote me on that because it's been a while since I've been on it, but I keep hearing people talking about, we got the space whales, and I'm like, so it's still like a mandatory thing.
It was also a long time for me before I got Cassian Andor hologram. It took a while for that to come up in the randomization for me, but I did finally get it.
So if they were to redo Tomorrowland, hypothetically, speculative speaking,
make
it clear, would you be okay with the elimination of Star Tours?
Honestly, I don't really care for any flight simulator attraction.
Okay.
I'm not overly attached to any of them. So I'm okay with Star Tours going away.
The main reason I say that, and I don't think it will because it's a great publicity machine for whatever the new Star Wars project is.
Yeah.
But I don't think it will, but it doesn't make sense where it is now with Galaxy's Edge. Unless there's an explanation I have not heard of that you might be able to tell me.
No.
Okay.
No, I'd be totally fine with that. I think most people like it, but I don't do it regularly. I don't go on Millennium Falcon regularly either, though. So
and in Florida, we have Star Tours at Hollywood Studios, and now we'll have Monstropolis or Monsters Inc. Land or whatever they're calling it. Because they never outwardly said Monstropolis. I want to make that clear. They just said it's a Monsters Inc. land coming. But
it would be odd if they were existing in some place that's not Monstropolis, though, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I agree.
It just wouldn't necessarily be the land wouldn't necessarily be.
It makes me think of Cars Land, and it's not called Radiator Springs, but it's Radiator Springs.
Yeah.
But it's Cars Land.
Yeah.
Quotes with my fingers. Now show me this fountain thing. I've heard about it. I have not seen it in play yet.
No water still.
And now, is that supposed to be King Louie from the live-action Jungle Book? Speaking of that,
I just said it was an orangutan, but
acceptable.
It could be.
I've heard
King
other
Louie.
people call it King Louie, and I go, well, if it is, it's not the animated one.
Right.
But yeah, so Star Tours out here will now have the Monsters Inc. land in between it and Galaxy's Edge. So
yeah,
I don't know. Logistically, it doesn't make sense. But you said there's no water running. Have you seen water running in it at all?
No.
Okay.
No, not since they took those walls down. It's been dry.
The park's most famous pinch point coming up. Oh, but you're going through the
Yeah.
shop.
Well, we were gonna check to see if the Disneyland keys.
Oh, right.
were
Is this one of the
available.
locations for it?
This is where they were when you could
Okay.
buy them. So they're gone. Also gone is all of the Indiana Jones merch. I noticed. Oh no, that's not true. They've moved it to an island over here.
Okay. And that's it?
Yeah, just
Oh, we lost him. Oh, okay. Mike, can you hear me? I can't hear him. I hope he can hear me. Mike, if you can hear me, you disconnected for a second. I hope you come back. Oh, and he's gone. Okay. Hold tight, everybody. He might just be resetting. I hope. In the meantime, here's that classic commercial again.
No, you should have turned left at the pyramid.
Hey, we're gonna miss the anniversary. Maybe we should dog paddle, eh?
Are you back, Mike? What happened?
I'm back. I got a phone call and it cut off the stream.
Was it spam or was it important?
It was spam.
Okay, well, more reason to sue. Okay. Thanks for your patience with that, everybody. We lost you right around the merchandise.
Yeah.
That's fine.
So no keys to Disneyland available that I saw. I haven't seen anyone walking around the park with them either.
I was asking if that was it for Indiana Jones, and then I started to think, but I don't think I said it out loud. If we're waiting on more, because I know we have an Indiana Jones ride coming to Florida, and it usually takes about 2 years or so to develop merchandise.
Right.
So
I got
why not make it universal for both places?
Yeah.
That happens a lot. Too much, some would say, myself included.
I don't even want to
How's
look.
your water? Okay.
I don't even want to look over here.
I see the wheel spinning, but I don't see anything else.
No, these are not moving again. There's something wrong. Something went wonky when they built that. It's like tied down now.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Look. I'm just noticing this now. It's been tied down.
Interesting.
Maybe they've just given up entirely.
That also seems, dare I say, dumb. Because, like, what if it did start working again? And it's like, oh, okay, problem solved. No. Don't even worry about it.
Come back and take pictures of that later.
Oh, my gosh.
It's just admitting defeat, Disneyland.
But also,
you're
if it's
watching.
not, what is happening where it has to be tied down? Like, you can't just leave it?
I don't know. I don't know.
Are people pouring their Sprite into it or something? Like, move.
Sprite's expensive.
It is. What's a bottled drink out there right now? Out here, it's about $5.
Oh yeah, I think it's $5 here too.
Okay.
Where did Aiden go?
Oh.
Oh, it's hot today and a little crowded.
I'm noticing. Now, which one is the line?
On the right is
Okay.
the Pirates line, and it goes about halfway down toward Haunted Mansion.
Is Pirate still offering Lightning Lane?
Yes, which I don't know if I am okay with that, but
Fred,
it's not up to me.
we were talking about this earlier, Fred. How did you not? You were adding to the conversation, Fred. I just found out that Peter Sohn, the director of Elemental and The Good Dinosaur, and the voice of Socks and Lightyear, as well as Emil and Ratatouille and Squishy in Monsters University, is set to direct The Incredibles 3.
Correct.
More details will come on laughingplace.com after this stream concludes, because I got to write it up. Fred, I appreciate the candid honesty. I didn't pay attention.
It's just a criminal.
Join the club.
Yep. I ate at Tiana's last time I was out there. It was pretty good.
Yeah. Jambalaya jazz.
Can't hear him.
Interestingly, they are on the stage, but facing away from the seating area. I haven't seen that before.
Wait. Oh, come on. Let's get him some. There's one down here.
All right.
So you get dinner and the back of a show.
Okay, yeah, that is a little bizarre.
Guessing you can't hear that.
Fred asks, will Michael Giacchino return to compose? I have no doubt he will return to compose, but I don't think that's been made official yet. That aspect of the pipeline is usually later on, and we're still in like script stage. So,
Fantastic Four composer Michael Giacchino.
And Ratatouille, and Incredibles, and Incredibles 2,
And Lost.
And Lost, and Alias, and The Lost World, the Jurassic Park video game in 1997.
I didn't know about that.
Yeah. That's actually what helped him get Jurassic World. Fun fact.
Okay.
He also did Force Awakens, right? If not the other ones.
No, he did Rogue One. John Williams did all the Skywalker saga movies. Are you looking this up? I
Yes,
know,
I
I know
am.
this. I know this one for a fact.
Oh, you know what? Okay, sorry. My apologies. And I committed a very cardinal nerd sin, and I apologize. He did Star Trek and Star Trek Into Darkness and Star Trek Beyond.
There you go.
But he did do Rogue One, and he was the first composer other than John Williams to score a Star Wars film.
Yes.
I'm so sorry.
And he came in really late to do Rogue. I think he had like some ridiculously short amount of time. I don't want to say the number because I'm going to be wrong, but it was something like less than a month to score Rogue One, and he did it because he wanted to do Star Wars. And I forget it was like on Alexandra Desplat or somebody who he replaced who had I forget why.
Yep,
Probably because of all the reshoots.
That is, I'm seeing that is spot on. He replaced Alexandra Desplat.
Yeah.
And then he has a son. So where's my Nepo baby siren? Mick Giacchino, who's doing Skeleton Crew or did Skeleton Crew.
Yes, I have to say, my eyes roll a little bit when I hear about something like that, but then I really liked the score for Skeleton Crew, so I thought he did a good job. Mick Giacchino also did Muppets Mayhem on Disney Plus.
Josh also points out, and Space Mountain. That is correct.
Yeah.
As well as Space Mountain Mission 2 in Disneyland Paris before it was replaced by Hyperspace Mountain permanently. And Maui Mallard in Cold Shadow.
I don't know what that is.
I don't know what that is. And it is Hungry Bear. Okay.
Yeah. Look at me being right about stuff.
It's a threefer.
So rare. I have to soak it in when it happens.
I was kind of ragging on Kyle a little bit earlier in our morning show because he was wrong again on the LP podcast.
About
On balance. I don't remember what now that I talk about it. About a movie scoring or a show scoring. Is it going to be rotten or is it going to be fresh? and it was ended up being 98% fresh, and he said rotten. So
I think on
if he's watching, he can clarify for that for me. But
on Who's the Boss last week, I think I said Ryan Reynolds when I meant Ryan Gosling, and it hit me like a day and a half later, and I was like, well, it's too late now, it's already up. So I just left it. But I don't know. What do you think? Do you want to keep going, or you want to wrap it up?
Let's go back towards Big Thunder, and then we'll wrap it up.
Yeah.
That way it gives me time to get my ducks in a row here.
Ducks in a row.
I was privately messaged. Maui Mallard and Cold Shadow is a Super Nintendo game.
Oh, wow.
So, yes.
I'm not familiar with that one. And I grew up in the age of Super Nintendo.
I saw the Disney Interactive logo on the box, and it hit me like a ton of bricks. Remember Disney Interactive?
Sure. But more importantly, I can't hear the phrase like a ton of bricks without thinking of Roger Rabbit.
Good, because that's why I say it. And we're going to be happy. HAPPI. HAPPI? I don't remember. Oh, well. That is true, Fred. Fred has also learned that Spidey and His Amazing Friends is returning for season 6. That was announced just ahead of the Annecy Festival, currently taking place in France, the International Animation Film Festival.
And
we're expecting
Alex is there,
a lot of news out of there. Alex is there. Yes.
Yeah, he got to see one of the new Star Wars Vision shorts.
Oh, did he?
So
okay, that's cool.
Jealous of that.
I know he watched Eyes of Wakanda, I think.
Okay.
The new animated Marvel series, which has my attention because the intro is done hand-drawn in charcoal. And I'm excited about that. So I know it's a very particular artistic niche, but I love charcoal, and to do hand-drawn animation in it, I think is going to be really cool, and I want to see it. So
I feel like, both on the Marvel and Star Wars sides, the animated stuff is where they get to be a little experimental. So
yeah,
it's always fun.
Fred says with the season 6, it also shows us why he's one of the most popular superheroes of all time. Because I think a lot of stuff about Spider-Man is relatable, and a lot of that story can translate well on a Disney Junior audience. What do you think, Mike?
Yeah, well, a lot of the target audience of Spider-Man is like nerdy young kids, and that's what Spider-Man is. Peter Parker,
Yeah.
So you see yourself in that character for sure.
Let's see. Today's the 10th. It is a 3-show Tuesday here. I almost said Thursday, like a pirate.
Thursday.
By Thunder. Thursday. It is a 3-show Tuesday here at Laughing Place. Later on, this is show number 2. Later on tonight at 4 o'clock, 7 o'clock Eastern, we'll have Barely Necessities, the live Disney merchandise show. Kyle, who also appeared in the morning show alongside myself, will also appear alongside Becca, talking about the latest and greatest Disney merchandise. Mike, has there any been reports about that dragon coming back yet?
The dragon?
Yeah, for Fantasmic.
Oh, that dragon. I thought you were talking about merchandise, so I was trying to think of like something.
It's because I was looking at my screen, and then I have 2 screens, I should say. I was looking at my information screen, and then I looked up at your stream and saw the island, and I thought about that.
I was watching the canoe to see if I spotted Gideon.
Oh,
he's not on it right now, shockingly.
Can you see him?
No, I did not.
Okay.
I can not. Never mind.
Cannot not.
So dragon, so I haven't heard anything about the Fantasmic dragon coming back.
I've been watching live streams from other folks.
Yeah.
I would say their names, but I can't remember them offhand, so I'm sorry. I do apologize. But there's one guy who shows Fantasmic pretty regularly, and every time, like, nothing of the lift works. with Maleficent at all, like the normal B mode where she just still goes up into the sky. None
Yeah.
of that's working either.
Oh no.
And I'm just like, just end the show. Just it's done.
They should tie her down with a rope.
Okay, let's not. Nobody soundbite that, please.
Bringing it all back.
But yes, no. Part of me wonders if they're just working on the infrastructure, and maybe that dragon would make a very cool surprise appearance July 17th. But I don't know if it will. I don't think it will. Again, hopeful, nothing official. But yeah. So stay tuned for later tonight. Barely Necessities, 4 o'clock, 7 o'clock Eastern. We'll have more on the developing Incredibles 3 story on laughingplace.com soon. Tomorrow, looks like we're going to be at Disney's Hollywood Studios checking out a post-Muppets park. I never asked you what you thought about that.
I am sad that I won't get to see it next time I'm there, but I also understand the realities of the theme park business and that not everything can be permanent. And in fact, nothing can be permanent.
You could follow Mike and I's thoughts at hashtag not our Disney parks. Okay. And then also stay tuned for plenty of from the Annecy Festival currently going on in France here at laughingplace.com. Outside of that, thanks for joining us today. We hope you enjoyed this live look at the Disneyland Resort as they kick off some summer fun going on. So long, everybody.
Bye.